Good evening, Speed Gaming, and welcome to the second set of semifinals for the inaugural Metroid Planets tournament. My name's Inven. I'm joined in the booth by Crows. Crows, tell me about our semi-finalists tonight.
Well, tonight we got a good match. It's Skyhawk versus NolamiAmada for our semifinals. NolamiAmada has, I believe, yet to have a game taken off of her in this entire tournament.
Whew, well, that's a tough order, but it's best of three. Skyhawk's going to have some chances. And again, both these runners are not just runners, they're room designers, they're old hats to the game. We are in for a heck of a matchup tonight, for sure.
Yeah, we are. So, for those that don't know, we're getting some custom areas tonight in the first game. Norfair is being replaced by Chozo Ruins, and Ridley is being replaced by Presentiment.
Yep. And so some of those, if you're familiar with them, they're items that you'll be looking for. Apparently, Presentiment is a very common elevator entrance that you'll need Bomb and Spazer for.
Yep.
Chozo Ruins, you're probably going to see Slabs Complex in there somewhere. And so immediately we see the purple door here in to the left for Skyhawk.
Yep.
Amada,
start.
Yeah, peeks to the right. Nope, comes right back left as well. And we get a very early 30-second map scan here on Skyhawk's side.
Always good to have an early map scan like this. And Skyhawk's got what looks like to be a X room that could be the best X room.
Yeah, that looks very much like the one that requires a wave beam if you want to actually choose your path instead of being corralled into one.
So our runners are currently looking for any progression items that's going to allow them to get to the 3 bosses they need to defeat to get to Mother Brain's door.
Yeah, that's right. I believe this is 7 medium tonight. All 4 bosses are in play. You're not going to get to skip any one of them.
Mm-hmm. And those 3 bosses, for those that don't know, Ridley, Kraid, and Spore Spawn, not DLC in this game.
Very required.
Yep.
Sudden music change, an early Morph Ball. I'm so used to hunting that thing down, and our runners are going to get it super early this match, so very nice. Not going to be too panicked, wondering where on Earth Morph is.
Skyhawk's going to now roll out through the seed. Normally, like, Morph Ball you get in normal Metroid games pretty early, but in Planets, that might not happen all the time.
Oh yeah, you can actually roll. I think all of us at some point have rolled one where we were shocked to discover that Morph was just not required. Your rooms and your layout generated in a way that it was not necessary.
Yep. And on Amada's side, she picked up what looked like Surge Core over there.
Not my favorite core, but it can have a little bit of utility. And Space Jump. Even more movement at Skyhawk's disposal already. 2-minute mark, Morph Ball, and Space Jump. You can get real tiny, you can go as high as you want. Where are we going with it, though?
Yeah, and Amada's not going to be too far with getting that Morph Ball right now. Alright, so now that Skyhawk, I think, now that has 2 progression items, probably going to look for the nearest elevator or try to find Spore Spawn here.
Yeah, we did see the Spore Spawn door. I'm not sure if we have access to it, because for one thing, we don't even have a missile pack yet.
That's
true.
So
there is a guaranteed missile pack in Logic at somewhere, because it does count as a gating item, but not shown up for either runner yet. Amada does pick up an E-Tank, so double your health, a little less precarious the situation there.
Yep, but no missiles to start out with. 3 minutes in, no missiles. That's kind of a little bit scary.
Yep. Oh, and Amada here does not have the space jump yet to get this item up in this corner.
Yeah. Gonna be stopped right there. Meanwhile, Skyhawk's making use of that space jump to get up here in the treetops. See where it leads him.
Yeah, nice long corridor here, and another wave beam block.
That is not a best reveal for Skyhawk right now. Probably the worst thing Skyhawk wants to see. So right now, Amada needs to go grab that space jump as soon as possible.
Yeah. of course, if we find Morph Ball bombs, Amada definitely skilled enough to get basically anywhere she needs to go using them as a means of flight, but definitely not as quick and easy as using the space jump. And Skyhawk sees a missile pack, but sees 3 missile packs!
Teased! The game is just taunting.
But no tools to actually get to them yet. They're locked. Where's the logical missiles, game?
I wonder if it's in that room Amada found that needs a space jump.
Yeah, we should find out
I believe
pretty
right
soon.
here.
I believe, is it this corner?
I think so. Oh wait, no.
No, this is... Yggdrasil is such a massive hub that it's kind of hard to tell just at a glance which exits and paths the 2 runners have taken and which ones they've not. So,
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll get a routing back along all of them in short enough time. And we have our first elevator. Here you go.
Yeah. So Skyhawk's gonna definitely check this. We'll see where it leads. Criteria! An area that will have elevators off it, and will have the way to wreck ship might even have Torian off of it. We'll see.
And we have a missile pack at long last. Seed was very generous with a little bit of movement, and then finally you get to have missiles. But we also get a second scanner online, which ain't bad.
Getting a little bit more information going for Skyhawk there. And Amada's heading to that space jump. Wait, did Skyhawk scan just about the same thing that Amada did?
Yeah, another part of that central Brinstar region. I guess just to make sure, which of these rooms are going to be dead ends, which ones are you sure will actually have items in them. You don't want to clear, 95% of your hub and then forget the one door that actually has your meaningful loot, I suppose.
True, true. Well, Skyhawk's gonna get that first energy tank on his side right now.
Yeah, much less precarious of a health situation.
Yeah.
I believe Skyhawk enjoys hard mode where enemies deal triple damage, so imagine a low E-tank Seed. Yeah.
Oh, meanwhile, Amada's heading through this space jump corridor. Lots of spikes. That's a good way to prevent people getting over there without space jump. Especially this early when you don't have that much health going on for you.
And out the left side here, no missiles to get the items still.
Nope.
Skyhawk did get a second pack, so getting a little more comfortable with that total there. But I'm wondering if the first logical ones are indeed the criteria ones at this point.
Yeah. Or we'll see if Amada doubles back and goes to that room that she couldn't jump into. Oh, and Skyhawk's going to be getting some more missiles. That's one of the big things with planets. You always want to be collecting your missiles, your ABCMs.
Oh yeah. There is a there is a point where diminishing returns start kicking in. It is not at the 10 or 15.
No. Meanwhile, Amada finds the Chozo ruins here, which is our Norfair for the seed.
And immediate second elevator in it as well. So, but you know what? Still no missiles.
Yeah. But that is good information on Amada's part.
Yeah, Skyhawk finds a very large heated room, and the 2 E-tanks not quite enough to get to the other end of it.
Unfortunately. So Skyhawk's going to turn right around and head back. Right into, Brinstar. Yes, that's this area.
Yeah. And Chad asking, what do the missiles with wings do? And I'm uncertain. I think there's only one type of missile in this game, so I don't know what a missile with wings is, unless this is a setup for a dad joke that I don't know.
Or it's the high jump boot on the tracker? I don't know. Meanwhile, Amada finds Presentiment, which is our Ridley. And can't really progress here.
Yeah, there was that Metroid with, I believe, a bomb hole added as well. So gonna need a few more tools before you can get to Ridley.
Yep. So our runners. Oh, both people find some Metroids.
Oh, I understand, Zoa. Sorry. Yes, the refills that enemies drop, they can drop small health, big health, And they can drop a 2 missile pack or I believe it's a 5 missile pack, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what you're talking about. I was thinking a major item that it was a pickup, not a mere ammo refill. I apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense
fair.
now. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen a major item that looked like... Okay.
A missile with wings, I wonder what that would do.
It's from the new Smashing Pumpkins Metroid Planets tribute album. There we go. Missile with butterfly wings.
Meanwhile, Amada finds Kraid. Amada's finding a lot of the elevators right now, giving it some good information about where she's going to want to go pathing-wise.
But she still has no missiles, so any missile block or red door is still going to hamper her progression.
I really want to know what the game considered your first logical missile pack, and if it was that criteria missiles.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get a chance to see that part of the spoiler log. I know that we have up to 3 back-to-back races tonight, so there may not be time for it. But on the Discord, we can always hit up the runners and say, "Hey, would you verify this after the fact?"
Meanwhile,
that seems so weird. Yep, I believe. Yeah, this is one of those wave beam rooms as well. So, going to be shoehorned down just one route here, going bottom right to top left. Can't choose your own adventure yet.
Unfortunately, and Skyhawk's going to be picking up this 3rd E-tank for himself.
Looking pretty good. 3 E-tanks, 35 missiles. Like, you definitely feeling like, okay, we're really getting into the meat of the seat at this point.
And Amada's been stopped with a spacer check, unfortunately. Oh, we're gonna get... It turns out, I think this might have been the first logical missiles here in the room that Amada couldn't get up to.
Right. She was definitely in there, but she didn't have space jump yet. So that could also be. So you didn't have to go to Criteria to get a missile pack, at least.
Yeah. But so far, 11 minutes in and no missiles, Amada must be really feeling it right now.
Yeah, getting some good info, but you also have to be worried. Does get another major, though. High jump boots.
Not going to do too much, though, with space jump already in play.
Yeah, I think I have personally only experienced one room where there was a check that required high jump on top of space. So very few of those in the pool. There may not, and of course not guaranteed to appear on this planet anyway.
Mm-hmm. And at 11 minutes and 35 seconds in, Amada has found her first missile pack.
As the damage room finally drains the last of her health there. Made it just in the nick of time. You gotta be sweating a little bit there.
So true. Alright, Skyhawk's gonna be checking out this area that Amada was in. Gonna have a little bit better of a time with those missiles.
Yeah, but of course, a lot of gating items still on the table. Maybe a little behind in ammunition right now, but we've not seen Varia, we've not seen any of our beams, we've not seen Morph Bombs or Spring Ball. There's a lot remaining in this planet, so hopefully Amada can close that ammo gap in short order.
And we've already seen that spacer gate here in Kraid, and we know that there's a heated area, or, well, hazard area, so possibly Varia needed? Oh, is that a Phantom Core?
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I'll note here, fortunately, even though this was one of the X Room wave beams, pick your own, Amada was able to come in from the other path, and thus is at least covering all 4 corners of this, all 4 exits from the room, instead of having to leave one hanging for a wave beam. So that's pretty nice.
Skyhawk picking up that wonderful Surge Core. Everyone in this community loves Surge Core.
I just wish it was like the actual color of the Surge soft drink from the 90s. Like,
oh yeah,
like just make it that Ecto Cooler green color. Yeah. We'll have to talk to the dev and be like, can we just get a little palette change?
Now I'm thirsty for Surge. Thank you, Invent.
Don't be. Love yourself more.
Touche.
Yeah,
right.
Phantom Core, shockingly handy if you cannot, for instance, if we end up having a Turian where we don't have somehow we don't have bombs, screw attack, ice beam. Keeping Metroids from noticing your presence can actually get you through your Turian. But I think we already have a required Metroid block on our way to Ridley anyway, so probably not quite as important this planet.
Unfortunately. Meanwhile, our runners are both in the same room saying hi to each other.
Amada having to do this with a max carrying capacity of 5 missiles feels so frustrating.
Oh.
I mean, she'll get it done. She'll get it done. It's just,
you
know that you're like, oh, grumble. Where'd that spider go? There it is.
Yeah, there. Just trailing around the room. Yeah, so this is a combat room that our runners need to get through.
Oh yeah, anyone unfamiliar with this game, if the mini-map in the top right is flashing red around the border, you must destroy everything that counts as a non-respawning enemy in the room to get it to unlock a door, an item, something like that. And we see it's a wave beam.
Yeah, it is. That means that elevator, that best elevator room, is going to be able to get to the other direction.
Yeah, so definitely opening up a few things for Skyhawk. We also saw several best reveals back in Brinstar.
Right.
So probably happy to see that.
And so I made a deal with a sponsor, and so I could legally declare for this race that Wave Beam is best beam tonight. So... Alright, Gordo, you better slide that money in my account.
You gotta please the audience. It's very important.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Skyhawk sees that...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Sees that Phantom Core, goes right past it.
We're gonna get it on the way back? Nope. No. Does not care for it.
Already had to pick up Surge Core, doesn't want to have to pick up another core that Skyhawk doesn't need.
And Amada does finish off again, so frustrating with 5 missiles. She gets to double her count here in addition to picking up that wave beam.
I think she's more relieved right now to get those missiles than the wave beam.
Yeah, no doubt. Because, I mean, that's the thing. Specifically, the Zebatites, like most enemies, you know, your little crawling crabs, your spiders, all of them, you shoot them with a missile, the damage is permanent. Yep. The Zebatites regenerate, and with 5 missiles, you don't get to, like, firing all 5 doesn't kill it without a Phazon core. You have to restock at some point. So, well done doing that, in spite of just how rude and onerous that was.
Meanwhile, Skyhawk is in a hazard area here, picking up an E-Tank, but gonna reset as there's nothing there. We're seeing quite a few hazard areas.
And here comes another one.
Yep. Well, this is the same room that Skyhawk is in. Yeah.
But E-Tank, that'll refill you to max. It's not just the one. It'll completely top you up and get you a little more time to get to the other end.
Yeah, right now Amada could definitely use it.
15 missiles! She's getting there.
Any little bit counts right now. And yeah, Phantom Core did not help with that room at all.
Skyhawk picking up his high jump boots, marking off another major for him, even though we did already clarify, not the most useful one when you already have space.
Yep. So have we seen Kraid's little door yet?
I don't think so, and we've seen a lot of this area.
Yeah, so Amada basically retreats out of Kraid back into Brinstar.
I'm unsure what other blockades are in there. Were there some Spazer-locked gates in that Kraid lair? I think there were, right?
There was that one room that was a Spazer check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amada just going to pass through Brinstar in brief, heading on down to the Chozo Ruins again.
Yep. With this additional info that Amada scouted earlier, it's going to give Amada a little bit more of an edge.
Yeah.
And yes, Koopa, that with that knowledge, that she knows exactly where Kraid is, and she knows where Chozo Ruins and Chrysanthemum are. So that's going to help her navigate through the rest of the seed. But Skyhawk going to be going down this elevator. I believe this is Oh, Chosen Ruins. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, also shows the ruins. I think the presentiment elevator is the one over here to the right in the same room.
Yeah. Which Skyhawk is going to be finding very shortly here. But you're not going to be able to get far without that ice.
Another scanner online for Amada.
Mm-hmm.
And gets one additional tile. One plus 2 tiles. They're both dead ends, though. No items in them. It is still useful knowledge.
It is.
It's better than it looks. You know you don't have to go back to either of those. I believe those were both the best reveal rooms, weren't they?
They were, yes.
Yeah.
So that info at least is going to put Amada in a good direction as she searches for the way forward here. So we can't get to Kraid, we can't get to Ridley right now. So I guess, do we go after Spore Spawn, or do we just hunt Majors?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think because of how much better both these runners are than I am, I would just be like, let me just go spend 20 minutes in Wreck Ship. Let me find Wreck Ship and just spend my time there. Surely it'll determine the race one way or another.
That's true. Well, we shall see. Well, we know where Criteria is, so always a chance you're going to have to go into Wreck Ship, since that is viable, I believe.
And Amada ran out of health in a heated room, looked like mere pixels away from an item check, and appears to be retracing her steps to give it one more go here.
It's worth a shot at this point, because you never know, it could be what you need. Especially if it's that Spazer.
Indeed. I think Skyhawk's about to give us the first peek at it, though. Those extra E-tanks coming in handy for him.
Yep. Oh, Long Beam. That's not what you want to see right now, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything specifically gated by it that you couldn't just do with a missile so far, so...
I mean, it's nice in terms of the quality of life, because you already have Wave and allows you to shoot across the screen, so you can clear out enemies pretty fast, but progression-wise, not so much.
Yeah. And also, I do love the, when you just fire an entire line of, yeah, here we go. Beautiful, show me those beautiful sine waves. Take me back to trigonometry. Look at them go.
That's right. Well, Skyhawk's going to be picking up a little bit more missiles, just to further along that missile count. Finding a bomb! Bomb lock, yep. Gonna mark that down on the tracker.
And the rich get richer. That is 6 E-tanks.
At this point, I'm not sure if I would even care about getting Varia suit.
Yeah, Skyhawk probably manages without it at this point, barring just like the extra long, damage room escape. But Amada could definitely still use it. I think give me a Varia over collecting 3 more E-tanks, of course, any day of the week.
Oh, completely, yeah.
But yeah, Skyhawk might be able to forego it at this point.
But there's always Crystal Core that could show up, our Diet Varia, which could also help Amada a lot. Well, I mean, then again, though, that missile's been not so kind to her, so maybe Crystal Core won't do too much for Amada at this point.
Yeah. For those in the chat who aren't aware, Crystal Core, when you get below a certain health threshold, it'll convert some of your missiles into health. And so basically, as long as you have missiles, you won't die. But 20 doesn't get you very far in this regard.
Well, there's Ruined Slab Complex's cousin, Ruin's Bomb.
And, anything that Amada finds here will be pretty much, even just one more major that opens things up would be great. Because Skyhawk has elected to leave and start going back. And there's the Spazer Beam!
That's huge. That's huge for Amada.
Because Skyhawk left without getting that, thinking, we're not really finding a whole lot here in the Chozo Ruins. But Amada finds something that could crack this planet all the way open.
Yep, yeah, because, I mean, if Kraid is hidden behind that Spazer check, that's going to be a nice get going for her. Especially if Kraid is also guarding an item. Which I think very possible considering how many, Speak Mount Crystal Core.
There, yeah, convert all 20 of those missiles to health. It'll totally make a difference.
Honestly, at this point for Amada, whatever is, good.
There's nothing wrong with picking that up. It's just funny when you get it before you really have your missile tally going.
Meanwhile, Amada's finally picking up a little bit more missiles. Oh,
but look what Skyhawk finds. Yeah, up here in Crateria, so basically double that health value for Skyhawk. He's not going to be dying to anything anytime soon.
No, not at all. But we'll see how long it takes Sky to go back and get that Spazer, because it's a little bit off the beaten path right now.
Yeah, because we are basically 2 zones north. Pass through Brinstar all the way back to Crateria again. And Amada now also backtracking, probably going to go see what she can open up with that Spazer she found.
So, if I'm Skyhawk and I see the elevator to wreck ship here in Crateria, do I take it?
I mean, like Chat's saying, not seen bombs yet.
Yeah.
That's probably the most important item remaining. Like, you don't really have to have Ice Beam. A lot of Spring Ball checks you can cheese if you do your bomb jumps correctly. So, bombs would be the biggest thing, absolutely, for Skyhawk to find along this route.
Oh, and checking in on Paragon, our lovely tracker for tonight. Apparently, Surge was Coke's attempt at a Mountain Dew, if Paragon recalls correctly. So a little bit of knowledge.
I may have to go find like a commercial compilation after we're done with stream today. I remember they were also very out there in the ads back in the day.
Oh yeah, they were. They went for that extreme with the Surge. And we're just fighting E-tanks left and right, and our runners just walking past them and being taunted by them.
Yeah, Skyhawk has seen some that he absolutely doesn't care about at this point with the Varia, but Amada is being teased a little bit, not having the bombs to get that one. But missile count's starting to look very respectable, up to 45. That's got to feel pretty good.
Especially with that Crystal Core. Now, I'm pretty sure Amada won't be too long with heading back to Kraid, since at least hopefully she remembers that there's that Spazer check there.
Oh yeah. And again, the items we actually found in Kraid's lair, I believe it was just the high jump boots, right?
Yeah, so I think that there's a very good possibility that there is another major up there in Kraid. So here's the thing, that it's very possible that there could be more than 2 majors in a single area, for those that are just tuned in and wondering what this wonderful game is.
Yeah, we do have a full suite of 7 areas today, so...
Yep.
Some races this tournament we've had 6, but this is the whole... as many as we can fit in there. There we go.
And yeah, Presentiment does require Spazer, as Paragon is reminding us, so that will definitely help. And until Skyhawk finds a Spazer.
Skyhawk is headed back to the Chozo ruins, so he's headed the right way.
So it is possible. Meanwhile, Amada's going up into Crateria.
Well, we do know the Varia suit is up here, so her getting that will solve her energy needs in full. I don't think Amada needs more than 4 E-tanks with a Varia suit ever. So, but at the same time, yeah. My worry is that she may elect to go a little too far. Like, we didn't see the elevator to wreck ship, did we?
No, we have not. And I don't believe we've seen the Torian elevator, have we?
That's true, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah,
so folks in Twitch chat really wanting Amada to go back to Kraid because of that, having that Spazer now. And you gotta beat Kraid anyway, right?
And so far, we are without bombs still.
Yeah. And chat pointing out that Skyhawk did see an elevator on a scan off to the left.
Well, that is good to know. That is good info that Skyhawk has. We'll see if Amada can get somewhat a peek over there, too.
Yeah,
See how far
and good news for Skyhawk, we are entering the Spazer room, so that'll equalize him on that front. Let's see if he rushes back to Crate.
Because Skyhawk's already been through Criteria a bunch, too, so...
Yeah.
Amada's just taking the same path, finding out what's going on there that Skyhawk did earlier, so we'll see how long it takes Skyhawk to either... I mean, Skyhawk could head down to Presentiment as well.
Yeah, both runners picked up Surge Core. It was one of the situations where they both opened the orb while they were already barreling full speed into it. So
yep.
They were not measured decisions by either runners on picking that one up.
Yeah, whoever gets bombs first will get the Presentiment first, probably. And I have a feeling bombs is behind Kraid. Or at least around there. Because so far... I mean, the other option is that bombs is in wreck ship.
Amada, we all want you to get this top left orb before you run out of health, please.
Yeah. You can do it. There you go.
Okay, gosh.
Right in the nick of time. That's like one of those James Bond countdowns where, you know, the bomb's about to explode and it gets down to 7 seconds left and he defuses it.
Yeah, like, no matter who you're rooting for, you don't want to see a runner miss out on the Varia with, you know, this deep in Criteria. So,
yeah.
The panic is averted there.
Now, Amada, I think, is feeling a little bit more comfortable going forward here, knowing that kind of healthy, got some missiles going for her, and got some items. Yes, that's what those are called. Majors. There we go.
But yeah, 6 E-tanks and Varia, all the health situation for both runners. It's fine. 80 missiles for Skyhawk, 65 for Amada. Things are getting comfy in that regard. So now it's just, where are you going and how quickly are you moving there?
Yeah, yeah. Which Amada is so far not heading back quite yet over to Kraid.
Well, and Skyhawk is also spending a little more time exploring these Chozo ruins rather than returning to Kraid, so...
I mean, I don't think what all has been found in Chozo ruins yet. I think one major?
Spazer, and I think the Longbeam was here too, was it not?
Oh, yeah, Longbeam was over here. Yeah, so, okay, we got 2 majors here, so... I mean, it's possible there's a 3rd major. Maybe unlikely, but who knows at this point.
Yeah, I would just be having that Spazer blocked Kraid in the back of my head. That would be that would be weighing heavily on my thoughts. But what do I know? Here's a screw attack.
Not exactly a progression item here, but you know it's going to help out. Take care of some bosses a little bit quicker.
Oh yeah, it can definitely speed up quite a few. And also just your movement through everything, and you have, even without Ice Beam or bombs, you're not really scared of Metroid rooms right now, so But, on the other hand, it does mess up our runners who love to do their D-boost to get extra momentum and fly even faster through the world. That does kind of prohibit you from doing that, because you're just going to kill the enemy instead of getting hit, who you're trying to get the boost from.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you could always turn off the screw attack, but then, you know, it takes precious seconds to turn it off and then turn it back on.
Yeah, menuing back and forth as needed.
Yep. Alright, so it looks like Amada has had it here in Criteria.
And Skyhawk has wrapped up his tour of the Chozo ruins. Are we both going to converge on Kraid's lair?
That would be something at this time. Oh, it looks like the wreck ship elevator access is also bomb-locked, according to Flurry in the chat.
Yeah, so looking very, very likely that those bombs are behind Kraid.
Yeah.
Or behind the same Spazer lock that Kraid is, if not behind Kraid itself.
Yeah, I would put my money behind it being there in that Spazer check. Also, Have we seen Spore Spawn's room? I forget.
It's right off to the left from where we landed our ship, but I'm not sure what we need to get into the room.
Hmm.
Like, you can see it through the wall, but of course we saw it at the 30-second mark of the seed when we didn't know
Right.
where anything was yet.
Right, yeah. Well, Amada has seen those 2 missile packs.
Where were you when I needed you?
Right, exactly. I figure Amada's gonna have nightmares over missiles tonight.
I mean, for what it's worth, you know, winning forgives a whole lot of early seed suffering, and this is still anybody's game.
That's true.
So, even if you're annoyed at how it started, I think the bigger thing that our runners care about is how it's going to end.
Yep. That is very true. Well,
but I am imagining now, like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, just I dare say I'm pretty sure I have had a nightmare about not being able to find like the starting gear I need for like I'm in the video game that I've been playing way too much of, and you cannot find the base starting things you need to even get traction. So
you wake up in a cold sweat. Yeah, it's like, oh. All right,
and here we go, same.
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
It looks like they are converging onto heading into Kraid.
They both covered most of the same ground. Skyhawk does have that screw attack, which, again, is not required for room logic. I think some room designers have tried to figure out ways to make it required, but it's not one you can list in your logic as this is required to get through this room.
Now, both runners are very much on even footing right now. And I believe both of them have explored a lot of this area, too, and they both have seen that, that spacer lock room.
Yep.
We'll see how long it takes for both of them to get there, because they both took different paths.
Yeah, which way is the... Amada has something flashing green circle that she's marked on her map.
Okay.
I guess she was worried that there was a secret path out of this room, but Skyhawk is up in the dealing with those spacer locks.
Yes, yep. Amada's gonna reset and probably now gonna head.
Oh, that's huge for Skyhawk. First one to the bombs.
Yep. That's gonna open up a lot of stuff for Skyhawk right now. We'll see how long it takes for Amada to also head to Bombland. And yep, Kraid is going to be right here. Wow.
Right by the elevator.
Blocked by bombs.
Which were blocked by the spacer, yeah. Here we go.
But Amada's not going to be too far behind. She's in the spacer check room right now. But Skyhawk, with that screw attack, going to make very short work of Kraid. Meanwhile, Amada doesn't have that screw.
Yeah, make the fight a little trickier, but not so bad.
But here she is going to pick up her bombs, and I'm sure probably going to head straight back to that beginning area. Oh, going to pick up the magnet core. Which,
yeah, it's handy.
As, I mean, with the missile count at 75 right now, that could be useful.
Oh, yeah. And looks like there's one more room off of here that she wants to check before she resets back to the elevator.
Which, that's fair, because you don't know if Kraid's up here or not.
Yeah. Skyhawk had that scan that I think revealed to him the location. When you get sensor core, just I fully believe that these two runners are familiar with every room in the pack at this point, but in case there's something you overlook or you just I don't know what could possibly really cause our runners grievance in terms of finding things at this point. Those bombs are just going to open up so much.
Meanwhile, Skyhawk's going down to that AI hub entry in Presentiment. That bombs is going to help. And then gain around this Metroid. not need nice for it.
And our tracker Paragon in our behind-the-scenes chat, Planet's boots harden soft edges, something I dreamed about and wrote a note about it on my phone in my sleep. Brilliant. I love it.
Nice. Now, even though Skyhawk does not have Ice Beam, leaves that Metroid behind ice cold.
Scooch on by.
Yup. That's right, no spring, so gonna have to use that bomb jump to get over here.
Yeah, not a very difficult one for these runners. You don't have to do any fancy diagonal movement while you climb or anything, so easy peasy.
Yep.
But I am wondering now if the logical ice beam's up in Wreck Ship. I mean, of course, these two don't need it.
No.
At least not at this point. But I am wondering where it is.
Yeah, yeah. And right now, Skyhawk does have Torian scanned. And I don't believe Amada does, so... Oh, but Amada is going into the Spore Spawn over here. Take care of it.
And this Spore Spawn room not going to afford you the opportunity to bomb the base of the plant to make it open faster.
But at least you can bomb Spore Spawn when it opens up, so that's at least a little something.
Oh, yeah.
So what is Amada hoping for at this point to get a little bit ahead over here, over Skyhawk?
I mean, we've not seen Spring Ball, and it is possible to have absolutely hard Spring Ball jumps. And or blocks, pardon me. So maybe you end up scanning a room in Turian or the escape that you know requires it, and while your opponent is going to Turian, you are off to Wreck Ship to find the Spring Ball. But because right now Skyhawk just rushing through here, boss rushing, I believe knows once we find, well, we have to find Ridley. We know where Spore Spawn is. We have a scan of the Turian elevator.
Yep.
Skyhawk firmly in control of this match right now.
Very much so. Which, again, this might be, if Skyhawk could take it, it'll be the first match taken off of Amada in this entire tournament.
Oh, and chat pointing out, we've also not seen Wreck Ship, so
That's true.
The elevator that Skyhawk has seen, 50-50 chance.
That's a very good point.
But we've seen so much of our of both Brinstar and the Chozo ruins that I think Criteria is the place to hunt for that elevator, but you know, never know.
Agreed. Well, this Ridley is going to be no issue for Skyhawk with that screw attack.
Very pretty room design here. I like the little crescent moon flashing in the background.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Amada's heading up to Criteria.
This is curious to me.
Yeah. Because she knows where Presentiment is. Huh. I'll probably be doing a couple scans, because you know it's right here.
Yeah, and there we go. We do see an elevator there, but I don't like going for it when you know where Presentiment is. Like, this is worrisome. Like, are you going to come up here, have to go all the way back down to the bottom of the planet, and then back up again?
Yeah, that's... I mean, maybe she's hoping for Spring Ball and Wreck Ship that's needed, or... Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we're going to see which elevator this is, thanks to her pretty soon.
Meanwhile, Skyhawk's going to be heading to Spore Spawn. Because right now, if I was Skyhawk, I'm just in go mode.
Yeah, it is Wreck Ship! So he's... Where's Turian hiding?
How far are you going to dive into Wreck Ship is the question. Because Wreck Ship could be a make or break, essentially.
Yeah. Well, but there's a problem for Amada here, and it's that if Skyhawk goes looking... I mean, Skyhawk is going to try to find Turian immediately, but he's going to find the elevator to Wreck Ship at the same time, like just when he heads back to Criteria. So if there is an extremely important item here blocking you from finishing Turian, Well, where's Skyhawk
Knows
going to
where
go
to
back to when he finds that block? He's going to
Yeah.
go right here. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is very fair. The question is, how deep is this item in Wreck Ship?
Yeah.
If it is even here at all. But imagine with Ice Beam still missing and Spring Ball still missing, I think there is a good chance for a progression item here. Alright, Skyhawk has now taken down the Purple Dragon.
And knocked out that Spore Spawn. So scanning here to try to find a little more info.
Yep,
That's the wrecked ship elevator.
that is.
Although, wait, where on Earth is Turian?
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe
see
Torian's
any.
not off Criteria this time. Because it
But
could be
where have
off
we-
of Brinstar somewhere.
Where have we not been? They look. This is nasty. This is nasty. Oh.
Yeah. So it could be a hunt for Torian for a little bit.
Now, I will note that Amada took the time to get the sensor core. Skyhawk declined it. What if it's just you can't find Turian without
Oh
it?
no. That would be something. Oh, and Amada finds Ice Beam here in Wreck Ship.
Yeah, if there is... I mean, again, Skyhawk probably doesn't have Metroid problems, unless there is, a hardlock combat room. But that could also be a difference maker for Amada. But right now, that Ridley is very far away.
Yeah. You just need to hope for that ice check right now in Torian. Or if Amada finds that Spring Ball. But yeah, since it's not off Criteria, I don't think it's off Criteria from what we've seen, but we've been everywhere in, Brinstar.
Yeah, I mean, looks like Skyhawk does intend to go back to Criteria. Double checking that map, being like, did I miss a room leading off of either Chozo Ruins or Brinstar? And this is slightly concerning.
And the model's gonna pick up Phase Encore. In the chat, Gundam Unicorn asks, I've not seen this before. Is this kind of like the Zelda 2 PC remake? Yes, it kind of is for the original Metroid. Oh, and Amada finds Spring Ball. Oof.
Yeah, so all logical gates are accounted for with Amada's inventory.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But to continue what I was saying, that this is a remake of NES Metroid with a couple additional things, along with a kind of Metroid Maker room creator, where you create a bunch of rooms that you can download other people's rooms, and the game will assemble it into a planet for you to play with randomized item locations and different items that are in later versions. If you want to do exclamation point planets in the chat, I believe you'll get a link to the Discord.
And here we go. Skyhawk takes the wrecked ship elevator, looks over the map, does not want to be here. Again, he has killed his 3 bosses. He just wants to find a mother brain.
Yeah, trying to find that Torian thing. But we know that Ice and Spring Ball are down there. So if Torian requires either of those, that's going to be interesting.
Amada just did a scan that looked like it had not a zone elevator, but a normal within-room lift up at the top of Criteria that leads to somewhere I don't think is on Skyhawk's map yet. So she might have just found the keys to the kingdom with that as well.
That could be something.
But got a bit of backtracking to do first. She has to get all the way down to Presentiment, take down that Ridley, and then... where are we gonna go? Where's Turian?
Very, very true. And we'll see if Skyhawk ends up regretting that choice, like Phoenix in chat says. For skipping that wreck ship.
I mean, it won't take him too long to get back. The bigger thing right now, I think, is just who finds Turian first. Because if you are blocked in Turian by these items, well, you kind of have to find Turian to figure that part out. So
that's true. What's helpful for Amada here is that all the elevators are kind of in one general area close by, so going to be able to get to Presentiment pretty quickly from here.
Oh yeah, like you don't even have to really walk through Chozo Ruins. It is literally the same room as the elevator you come in on, so
Yeah.
that's very convenient.
So if there's a chance that Torian is off Brinstar, you can head back there kind of quickly.
Yeah, and for those unfamiliar with the game, just so you know, the Path to Turian will not be in this purple presentiment zone, it won't be in the gray Kraid zone, and it won't be in the orange wrecked ship zone. It will be in one of the other 3 major hub areas, but where it is very much still a mystery.
Yeah, anyone's guess at this point. Yeah, Wreck Ship is kind of our DLC area that if there's an item there, you're going to want to hope, if you're diving in there, that there is, because or else you're just searching for something, because it's a dead end with no boss there.
Yeah. Like, you better hope any items you pull are extremely important or give you enough speed to make up for the time consumption.
Amada's not going to take too long getting over here to the big purple dragon, so I don't think Ridley was too deep here.
I know we had to... It really was in a fairly large room. It was that moonlit room with all the clouds, and I'm not sure...
Yeah, and you had to go up to get to it.
Yeah, so we have to get down... Okay, well, here's the down part. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, we kind of have to get a little lower in the nice vertical
And
room
then go
to...
up. Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, people think that it might be at the bottom of that vertical hub both runners didn't check the collapsing tunnel wall of. At the bottom of Criteria.
Well, we're getting to the bottom of Criteria... Well, one bottom of Criteria right now.
Okay, Paragon says
Here?
Ridley is deep, but Sky zeroed in fast.
Ah, here we go. I mean, this
Okay.
has to be it, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. There's nowhere else to go at this point. Yeah.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yep, and here's our
Oh!
elevator room. Oh! And it needs Spring Ball to get into Torian. Oh.
Well,
That's
Skyhawk
just what Amada
knows...
wants.
Yeah, but Skyhawk knows where he's going. There's no... You are not going to any zone that is not Wreck Ship if you're Skyhawk
That's
right now.
true.
Yeah.
That is very, very true.
Like, his spawn point was even the elevator to it, so...
Yeah, so that definitely does help. So right now, I guess it matters on how fast Amada gets through Ridley and finds that Torian area. Because, oh yeah, that's right, Amada doesn't have the screw attack, so Ridley's going to be a little bit more of a problem for her.
Yeah, it won't take too long, but I think the bigger problem for Amada now is Skyhawk was the first one to find Turian.
Yeah.
I did not see anything on Amada's map that suggests, like, in the scan she's done, that would immediately guide her to that same corner. But,
Yeah. Alright, Amada's going to be taken out. Ridley here in a second with the missiles. Finally, those missiles are coming in handy right now.
yeah, and doing a pretty good job of actually touching Ridley so that when you get damaged and you pop up just a little bit and you freeze in place, it actually helped her get more missiles in before falling back to the ground. So that was very nicely done. When you have this
Very
kind of
true.
health, don't be scared of hugging the dragon.
Yes. Alright, so Skyhawk is in Wreck Ship. We shall see how far it's going to take. I forget how deep, I think the Spring Ball was kind of deep here, right?
Honestly, unsure.
Hmm.
I am wondering too, like, I wonder if so again, we don't have Ice Beam yet. If you
No.
find Spring Ball, do you think, well, there's just a couple rooms left, let me see if Ice is here as well, in case there's also an Ice Block, or do you just take the Spring Ball and run?
Yeah. Wasn't Ice first before Spring?
Amada found Ice first, but I think that may have been a function of just Ah, well, here you go.
Yep, there's ice. Yep.
But I don't think you had to go this way first. But that...
No.
Yeah.
Skyhawk is going to keep trudging. Not going to give up on this area yet.
Yeah, no... He knows he needs that spring ball.
Yep. Amada taking a look through the tree canopy over here and realizing, nah, nothing up there I need. Alright. This guy's gonna find this spring ball before too long.
Amada has no scans on deck, but she may just know that room and know that's the best place to go.
That's true.
We'll see.
But I think Amada is not going in the right direction for it.
No, she needs to go right and then down, 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 down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
Meanwhile, Skyhawk has got that spring ball.
Yeah, no more logical item blocks for Skyhawk.
Complete go mode.
I think that might be bad.
Oh.
Yeah, Amada needed to take a go south at that last fork.
Yeah.
So Skyhawk back in control, knows where Turian is, has all the goods.
There was a chance that Amada could have clinched this, but well, we'll see how far Amada goes in this direction before heading back there. But
yeah, because we know up here is just like a 2-room dead end. It's not very far, but
yeah.
But yeah, and Turian, of course, can be a maze. You could have, like 3 different paths that all fail to lead you to Mother Brain, and then Amada's right back in it, and we have a close race again.
That is true. Hey.
I do agree. Absolute A for effort from both runners this race. This has been very exciting, back and forth.
Yeah, it has.
A very, very good match.
Amada's taking a look at the map, seeing... Oh.
Yeah, that's the right neighborhood.
That is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Colder. You're freezing. Come back.
And Skyhawk's about to enter Torian right now.
Yeah, here we go. Makes it past that spring ball check and down into Turian.
Yup.
And Amada is leaving Crateria, which we know is the incorrect play. That might be the nail in the coffin there.
Yeah, especially with how far Skyhawk already is here in Torian. Oh, and definitely need ice to get through here. This is the final test, which it needs every single progression item to get through it.
Oh,
yep.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, including ice. Yep, that is correct. So everything was required in this seed in order to make way through Torian. Just to get an audience with the brain. Yeah, unfortunately, Amada has gone way off course now.
Yeah, it was kind of, yeah, I mean, this will likely lead her to the screw attack.
That's true.
But I think that's like the one corner of Chozo Ruins that she didn't cover in her earlier trip. Because she had, again, Skyhawk had like 6 E-Tanks, Amada had 3, Novaria, and there were so many heated rooms that she couldn't quite make it to that corner to remove it from the checklist. So this makes a lot of sense, because just looking at that criteria map, there's nothing that stands out as this would be a path to an elevator. So I understand why she's doing it, it's just we know by sheer coverage that it's not the right play at this time.
Unfortunately. Meanwhile, Skyhawk finds a dead end that does not have Brain there. Skyhawk's looking for a golden door that'll indicate where Brain is.
And nice big Metroid hub here. Happy to have that screw attacker right now, or else you'd probably be doing an annoying amount of combat.
That is true. I mean, that's one room where the Phantom Core would prove useful in.
Oh, and Amada fans, don't be in shambles yet. This is a best of 3 semi-final tonight. There is a lot more planet, potentially third planet, to be had.
3 potential games all at once here, so definitely stay tuned after this one. But also, this makes things interesting because this means Amada is not undefeated anymore.
That's true. It is. It's nice to have a little, back and forth in the tournament. Someone who just goes, 100-0. It's like, well, what were we even doing?
Meanwhile, Sky is finding every which direction except for where Brain is.
I mean, chat did call for a whole bunch of dead ends in Turian, and this room is providing so many blue doors leading off of it.
Yes, it is. Well, we'll see. Well, Skyhawk found it. Can't hate on that much.
I mean, I'm sure Skyhawk is also panicking now, because I think Skyhawk has seen basically every corner of the current planet. Like, really? Really? It's going to be the last place I go every time?
And we're already over an hour in this, and Skyhawk knows how good Amada generally is at routing, so, like, I would be looking to see, oh, has my opponent finished yet or not?
Yeah, but also, I suppose after finding that Turian elevator, you can probably breathe a small sigh of relief. Like, that thing was so hidden in that corner of Criteria that maybe it claws back a little bit of your worries.
Yeah, that is very true. Wow, Brain is really deep here in Turian.
Here we go, yellow door, that's it.
Alright, what Brain room? Oh, we're getting a backwards Brain. Oh no, wrong side. Well, I hope Skyhawk has enough missiles here.
And the escape is 4 minutes, 10 seconds?
Jeez! Gordor, what did you roll?
I like turning on Phase Encore here. You have a ton of health, and you know you have to get through all these. Well, I suppose just the sheer number of Zebit. Does the timer account for the number of Zebatites on the pathing, or is it just room size? Okay.
No, it does Zebatites as well.
Yeah.
So, that generally gives you an idea of everything. But Skyhawk right now is waiting to find, to hear at least the music change halfway through the escape, which that will mean that you're getting close to that elevator. Skyhawk's going to take a little bit of time killing this Metroid, just to get a few missiles back, which will help through this room, because there's a lot more Zebatites.
And more Zebatites. Okay, yeah, the 4+ minute escape timer making a lot of sense right now.
Yes, it is. Oh, good old rise and fall, but we will not need to fall here.
Long, long room. Yeah, okay, this one also explaining a little bit of the timer.
Yes, it is.
It's like, why is it so? And then everyone's like, oh, okay. Okay, yeah, okay.
I imagine we'll hear a music change very shortly here. Oh, and that's a lot of Metroids to get through.
Pretty nice having the full loadout at this point.
Yeah,
you got your wave and your ice to shoot them through the walls. You got your phase encore to kill them in 3 shots instead of 5.
Torian's entrance really did help prepare you for this whole gauntlet. And there is the music change, folks. Well, I imagine the elevator should not be too far off from Skyhawk.
And Amada, meanwhile, dwelling on the map, trying to find where the heck this elevator... Where's Turian?
Yeah. she was looking in the correct spot before, too, and then got led away.
It's just such a tiny little nook there, and none of our other scans have revealed the elevator leading south from it to the bottom corner of the map. So.
And here's the elevator for Skyhawk. Get your GGs in the chat. Finishing with a race time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 43 seconds.
Delivering Amada her first L of the tournament. What a great back and forth race between these two amazing runners. All came down to finding that durian. What an impressively nasty location for it.
Yeah,
but
seems like Amada has forfeited for this time, which makes sense. You don't know where the elevator is, and you got to go into your next match.
Yeah, if you have up to 2 more races tonight, don't burn yourself out on the first one.
Exactly.
It is respectable for people who never ever have forfeited a race in their lives, but also you got to pace yourself. This is a marathon, not a sprint tonight.
So it looks like that first logical missiles was in Crateria, according to that readout at the end of the thing. So yeah, that you did have to go to Crateria to get your first logical missiles. Wow.
Goodness.
Yep. Well, that's it for game 1 of this match with Skyhawk taking it. But have no fear, because we got another match coming right up, and we're locked in here. I mean, they won't let me leave. They put a chip in my head, and if I try to leave, it'll start beeping, and my HUD will explode if I go too far.
Oh, I should watch The Running Man again sometime.
You know, there's going to be a remake coming out soon.
Oh no!
Yeah, yeah.
Remakes terrify. You know, there are some good remakes, like Metroid Planets. There are some bad remakes. Basically, every movie I watched in the '80s as a child that I shouldn't have been watching because I was 12 years too young.
Yep. Although Edgar Wright is directing it, so maybe there's a chance. I'm a big Edgar Wright fan, so I'm just saying.
He is very good. Very good. You're right.
Yep. So with that, we're going to close off and set up for round 2.
Yep, stretch your legs, refresh your beverages. Our runners will get their planet, and we'll be back with you very soon.
See you then.